Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Zooty Pickups. In today's video, we'll be talking about the Fall Winter 18 Supreme box logo crewneck in the ash gray colorway. So this crewneck released December 6th of 2018 for a retail price of $158. That's today, by the way. This is straight off the press from Supreme LA. So if you notice, they've actually increased the price $10 from last year. The Supreme box logo hoodies last year were $148, and this is $158. So, you could argue that a hoodie is actually more expensive to produce than a crewneck, but they still bumped the price up. And also, if you compare to the last time the crewnecks came out, which was Fall Winter 15, those are $138. So from then, it's been a $20 price bump. So Supreme has steadily been increasing their prices over time. I mean, because they can, right? Because at this point, the retail price of these things it's pretty much irrelevant. This could cost $300, and I don't think it would affect the sellout times at all. This thing would just still fly off the shelves in seconds. So, I mean, I guess that just speaks volumes about the cultural status the box logo items have in streetwear. So this sweatshirt is a crewneck, and crewnecks are generally a little more rarer than hoodies when it comes to box logos. I mean, just simply because they haven't been released as much as the hoodies. So like I just mentioned, the last time crewnecks came out was Fall Winter 15. That was when they had the pink and camo colorways. And I think the one before that was Fall Winter 06, I want to say. That's like when the purple box logos came out. Not 100% sure. Anything before that, my Supreme history is like super hazy. But I do know that when Supreme first opened up in '94, crewnecks were one of the first things that they sold. And I think in the late 90s and early 2000s, they probably manufactured and sold a lot of these box logo crewnecks. However, these days, the ones that you see in the market are probably 2006 and newer. I mean, you don't even see that many 2006s. So pretty much crewnecks do have that more rare status. That being said, though, the release for Fall Winter 18, they did have quite a bit of quantity, more so than before. I mean, it still was not easy to get, don't get me wrong, but I think they are definitely improving on their quantity. I think they produce almost double as much as previous years. So now that we got all that out of the way, let's actually talk about the garment itself. So I'm just going to kind of talk about the features of the garment, and then I'm going to talk about some of the elements that you guys can use to legit check the crewnecks that you guys are buying on the secondary market. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the color. So this is Supreme's ash gray color. And as you can see, it's a very light gray. So the ash gray is not to be confused with heather gray. So here I have a heather gray hoodie from Supreme. This is the trademark hoodie from Fall Winter 18 earlier this season. As you can see, it's a lot darker of a gray. So a lot of people think that there's only one gray Supreme uses, but there's actually two grays. So if you're expecting this dark gray, don't be surprised when you get this crewneck in person and it's this like lighter gray color. In fact, I believe that the crewnecks have never been manufactured in the darker heather gray color, like ever since they were first made. They were always made in this ash gray color. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it's this very light gray. It's a very pleasant color, and the fabric weight is extremely heavy. This is like a very heavyweight sweatshirt material. As you can see on the inside, it has that nice fleece lining to keep you nice and warm. One thing that the Supreme crewnecks have, in fact, this is like a thing that all Supreme sweatshirts have, whether it be a crewneck, a sweater, box logo or not, it's this, the reverse weave fabric. So Champion has really popularized reverse weave in the last couple of years, but Supreme has been using reverse weave for way longer than that. Essentially what it is, it's when they weave the sweatshirt fabric horizontally like this way. If you look at it really up close, you can see the fabric just going horizontally like this instead of normal sweatshirt fabric that just goes down vertically. Now what that does is it gives the garment a lot more rigidity and durability, and it prevents the garment from just kind of like stretching downwards because it's not woven up and down. So as you can see, the entire front panel of the garment is done in the reverse weave fabric. Also, the back panel is done in the reverse weave as well. However, the arms are just normal weave. They're just vertical weave going this way. And I guess that doesn't really matter because, you know, like your sleeves getting stretched out, that doesn't matter as much. Another big feature of the Supreme sweaters has to be the gusseted ribs here on the side. So as you can see, there is a gusseted rib panel here on the sides of the crewneck, and these panels are extremely stretchy. So they're a lot more stretchier than the other parts of the fabric. And what that gives you, it gives you a lot of mobility and flexibility, making the thing really comfortable to wear. So if I flip it inside out, you can see that, you know, it is actually a different panel. The regular panels have the fleece lining, but the gusseted panels looks exactly on the same on the inside and on the outside. This is actually like a pretty high-end feature that you don't see on a lot of sweatshirts, but you can actually see them on higher-end sweatshirts like Reigning Champ, who actually is rumored to use the same sweatshirt production facilities in Canada as Supreme. So moving up to the top of the garment, we have the elastic neck cuff here, and I'd say this is probably the only downside of the crewneck versus the hoodie. The elastic neck cuff, like over time as you wear it and you wash it, this will stretch out because, you know, there's elastic strands in here, and due to the nature of elastic, they stretch out, right? And once it stretches out, it does that weird, ugly, like wrinkly, wavy thing around the neck, and that's, you know, you don't want to see that, but that's just something that you have to deal with when it comes to elastics. And you know, hoodies are immune from that, obviously, because they don't have a neck cuff. So, but for crewnecks, there's really nothing you can do about it over time. It's just gonna start to age and start to get wrinkly. So you just have to deal with it. So moving down to the wrists, we have some elastic wrist cuffs. Very substantial wrist cuffs, by the way. Helps keep the heavy sleeves in place on your wrist really well. And then finally moving down to the bottom of the garment, we have a waist elastic cuff as well that helps the crewneck sit really nicely on your body. So yeah, I mean, that pretty much covers most of the features. It's like a pretty high quality crewneck. There's really not too much to talk about here. It's very simple, I guess, except the box logo. So, you know, this is what makes the box logo the box logo. The embroidery quality on the box logo is extremely high. So the red background that surrounds the lettering, it's this slightly glossy red fabric. It looks really nice, and the fidelity of the letters, the white letters, it's extremely good. I'll just put up a close-up picture so you guys can just kind of freeze frame for legit check purposes. But yeah, the embroidery quality is extremely high. It feels great to the touch. It's very rigid. A lot of times when companies do patches like this, they'll kind of like make the patch separately and then embroider the patch onto the garment. But here in this case, Supreme just directly embroidered the patch into the sweatshirt. So you can see here, if I show you guys the inside of the thing, you can see the reverse side of the embroidery is just right on there on the inside face fabric. So I'll put up a picture of that as well so you guys can use for the legit checking. So now let's have a look at the tag. So the tags are really what you want to look at when you are legit checking. So here on the back of the neck, you have the red Supreme tag and a little Made in Canada tag. On the other side of the red Supreme tag, you got the size and it says Made in Canada once again. On the other side of the mini tag, you have a serial number. It says RN101837 and CA38135. Moving down to the bottom left of the garment, you have a little mini woven box logo that's just kind of attached to the elastic waist cuff. Put up another picture of that so you guys can see that in detail. And then finally on the inside of the bottom left, we have the care instructions label right here. It's made out of this kind of like white glossy fabric. And I've noticed that this is probably the easiest place to spot fakes because counterfeit manufacturers never pay attention to this label as much because it's kind of like on the inside of the garment. It's like they don't really try too hard to duplicate this. So I'll put up a picture of this so you guys can see. The thing I've noticed is like where it says 100% cotton, the fake ones, you can see here on the real one, the two T's are touching On the fake ones, a lot of times the two T's, the top of the T's are not touching. There's a space there, so that's like a clear sign that what you got is a fake. So on the other side, we have some Japanese care instructions. I'll also put up a picture of that there so you guys can see. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Those were all the labels on the sweatshirt and all the little cool features that I found. I mean, it's literally just a Crewneck sweatshirt with a box logo in the middle. I'm surprised I was able to talk this long about it, but I mean, there you have it. So before I end quickly, let's talk about the fit. So the fit of the Crewneck is a lot baggier than the hoodie, and I don't think a lot of people realize this. The Supreme hoodies fit somewhat slim, but the Crewnecks fit a little more baggy. And I think that's fine. That's just kind of like the style of Crewnecks. Like when you're wearing a Crewneck, you don't really want it to be super slim fitting. You want it to be a little baggy anyway, so that's fine. So I went true to size with this Crewneck, and I think it fits me perfectly. Well, a little bit baggy, but intentionally baggy, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely be aware of that. You don't need to size up on purpose if you want like more of a baggy fit. It's already gonna be there for you. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna throw this on so you guys can see what it looks like on body. And once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.